Hello and welcome to our latest XTB market alert. Today I want to speak about a major event that we've got happening tomorrow with the Bank of England rate decision. So if you go on the calendar here on XStation and go to Thursday, 7th of February, you can see at midday we have the Bank of England rate decision on what's known as Super Thursday. Because not only will we get the latest interest rate from the central bank, we'll also get their quarterly inflation report, which can be a major mover for the pound. Now, the bank is widely expected to keep their rates on hold. You can see here at 0.75%. And you could also look for the voting pattern, but this is expected to be unanimous, with all 9 members of the MPC voting to keep rates on hold at 0.75%. Therefore, the most market-moving event, if that is what happens, could well be what comes out of this quarterly inflation report. Now, there's been a little bit of weakness in the pound in the last couple of days. Yesterday, we got the worst UK services PMI reading since July 2016, which is just a month after Brexit. And obviously, we've still not had any further clarity on what's going to happen with Brexit as that Article 50 deadline draws ever nearer at the end of March. So if we look first at the pound US dollar on a daily time frame, you can see really this has been range bound for a long time now. Since last summer, around May, June 2018, you can see we've been in a broad range really from around 133 to around 124. You can see we were pushing up higher. We had a positive reaction. You can see here this was when May's Brexit deal got rejected in the House of Commons. We actually had a long wick below the daily candle and then a significant push higher. But recently we have seen some of that optimism fade out a little bit and the market pulled back, and like I say, yesterday quite a large decline on the back of that soft UK services data. So levels to keep an eye on, possible support here. You can see daily lows 129.25. We've had a bit of a positive reaction, but if we do drop down below there, then this area here around 128.15 around the 50-day SMA could be somewhere to look for possible support. On the day, we've seen a big move higher in the pound Aussie dollar, but this is actually more down to weakness in the Aussie rather than strength in sterling. You can see we've had big bullish engulfing candle, which has engulfed the last 4 or 5 days trade all by itself. And we've had a really big move to the upside here, which is currently standing at about 300 pips. So if we do get some pound positive news tomorrow, this could be well placed to build on these gains, and we could see moves further back higher up towards the 185. On the other hand, if we get a negative reaction for the pound Japanese yen is one of the crosses that potentially looks the most attractive on the short side. You can see we have already dropped down below yesterday's low, making lows around 140.180, which is where we broke up from just a couple of weeks ago. If we do drop below there, we could once more revisit this 50-day SMA and possibly even go down back below there. You can see the 50-day SMA still pointing downwards, which could be seen to indicate a downtrend in the sort of medium term. Euro pound is the last FX market I want to talk about. You can see here I've got a 4-hourly time frame, so we're looking a little bit closer now, and you can see this is basically the trade we've seen so far this year. So from those highs around 91, as we saw the pound gain, so that's downside in this pair, you can see we fell all the way down to that 86.15. But just recently, as we saw the pound pull back, we've fallen back into what's a potentially key fib region from a 38.2 to the 41.4 retracement. That's around 88.06 to 88.20. You can also take possibly a rising trend line here. You can see it's been tested on several occasions and held, and we are just now pulling back down into this area. So if we do break down below this rising trend line, then 23.6 is an area to look for. If we do get upside in the pound, so that's downside in the euro pound, and then we could even see a retest back down here. Finally, I just want to mention stocks. It's been a very good run of late for the FTSE. The UK 100 cash, you can see, has closed higher for the last 6 days. Very strong gains here. We've actually moved up to the highest levels that we've seen since early November, the end of October, so about a 3-month high. This 7,200 region is possible resistance. You can see it capped gains back here, and it also provided support previously. And how the market reacts here could be key going forward. Okay, thanks for listening, and best of luck if you're trading over this event tomorrow.